Howdy folks, and welcome to Hawkmer Outdoors. And on this episode, we're looking at a new gun. It's the American Tactical Nomad chambered in 28 gauge. So, y'all stay tuned. I was doing some online shopping the other day and I saw something I just had to have. The American Tactical Nomad chambered in 28 gauge. This is a single shot, break action shotgun. You can see that it is clear. Like I said, it's chambered in 28 gauge. It's kind of an oddball gauge. If you don't know much about that, check it out. But I do a lot of searching for 28 gauge and I've never seen one like this. I just had to have it. Especially, it was less than $200. It had to come home with me. So this is the first time I've had it out. Let's go over it. Let's take a look at some of the features and specs on this American Nomad. This gun is set up for the turkey hunter in mind. Now, 28 gauge is not known to be a turkey hunting round, but this gun has some features that make it a viable option. First, you have a 23-inch ventilated rib barrel. At the tip of that barrel, you got a removable choke tube. This gun shipped with a modified choke and this extra full turkey choke. Along with that, you got a fiber optic front sight, and it offered a side saddle. It shipped with a side saddle you could put on the receiver and put a red dot on there if you wanted to. It has a camouflage composite stock, keep you hidden from those wary toms. And the feature that most separates this from other 28 gauges is this 3-inch chamber. Most 28 gauges are chambered in 2 3/4. This one's chambered in 3-inch, and you can use the TSS shot shells in this that make it a deadly turkey killing machine. We'll see how it shoots. Just to run a few shots through it real quick. I'm gonna be using just some standard sporting clay loads. These are 2 3/4 inch. Doesn't have a tremendous amount of kick to it. Yeah, shoots pretty good. This gun does not have an external safety. Your safety is going to be your hammer. It has an external hammer that you have to cock back every time you want to fire that gun. So there's not like a button cross bolt safety on here. It's just this hammer. So once that hammer's cocked, it's ready to go off. So only cock that hammer back when you're ready to shoot. One thing that makes the ATI Nomad pretty unique, it is a break action shotgun, which that's nothing special. But the extent at which this thing will fold, it almost folds all the way over on itself. If you were, shoot, you could almost shove that in a backpack, put it down like that. I know they make this in other gauges, and people will modify this where they'll cut the barrel down a little shorter and kind of groove out that notch a little more to where it will fold completely down on itself. That's pretty neat. Something you don't see in a lot of other single shot shotguns. I mentioned earlier this gun's set up with the turkey hunter in mind. This is the shot that makes it all possible. It's tungsten super shot. This is from Heavy Shot. And basically, they're small pellets, but they're made out of tungsten. It's a little heavier. I guess it groups better, hits harder. I don't know. It hit my pocketbook harder. If y'all can read that. 50 bucks for 5 rounds. So each shot is $10. I felt bad about spending that much money. I looked elsewhere, and this is about as cheap as I could actually find 28 gauge turkey loads. This is the 7-shot. They do make it a 9-shot, I believe. So this is gonna hurt, but I'm getting ready to shoot one of these bad boys and see how it fares on a paper target. Make sure it is actually good enough for turkey season. Let's go back here, step it off about 40 yards or so. Let that thing cook down. $10. One squeeze of the trigger. Ouch. Well guys, I just shot this Nomad at 40 yards. My TSS shot. And I don't know whether I pulled a $10 round or we just didn't hit it. I mean, there's a couple pellets in it. Definitely wouldn't be enough to kill a turkey. That's at 40 yards. I might try 30 yards. Man, it sucks pulling a $10 trigger squeeze every time. But at the same time, I'm not going to take something out that's going to wound a turkey. If I take this turkey hunting, I want to make sure it's going to drop a turkey dead. And just from what I'm looking right here, no. 40 yards, 28 gauge, even with this TSS shot out of this, with this choke tube that it came with, no. We're going to try 30 yards. I already bought them, might as well shoot them, right? Yeah. Well, let's try it again. I might have just pulled that 40-yard shot because here at 35, you can see got plenty of pellets in the target zone here. Still, I don't think I would shoot much past 30 yards. I'm just kind of wondering how much energy the 28 gauge has at distance. 30 yards and in, shouldn't be no trouble. There's plenty of pellets on this target to kill a turkey. And if you're wondering how you can get a high-speed target like this, you can get them cheap. All you need is a paper and 2 hands and a marker. Just trace your hand. Makes a quick, easy turkey target. But yeah, 30 yards, I'd say you're good to kill a turkey. Much past that, I think you're pushing it with the 28 gauge, personally. I know I've seen people with higher end choke tubes and stuff make further shots, so if you played around with it, you could probably get the gun there. But my current setup, I'm not going to shoot past 30 yards with that thing. Just shooting the American Tactical Nomad, and just to have a few critiques. Number one would be this trigger guard takedown lever. It's very stiff. It does feel like it might be loosening up a little bit the more I shoot it. Another critique would be these microscopic sling loops on here. That's less than 1 inch. I don't have a sling that small. I think you can take these out and probably put in some regular size sling loops, but that's a critique. Another critique would be this butt plate. It's kind of hard plastic. It is coated in like a rubber texture, but there's not an actual recoil pad there. Not a big deal with 28 gauge normally, but shooting these 3-inch turkey loads, it would be nice if there was something back there to help absorb some of that recoil. Just a few critiques of the American Tactical Nomad chambered in 28 gauge. After running the American Tactical Nomad today, I gotta say I'm very pleased with my purchase. I've always had a soft spot for oddball calibers and gauges. 28 gauge has to be one of my favorites. It's such a soft shooting shotgun round. It's perfect for introducing new people into shotgunning, as well as giving seasoned vets a little bit of a challenge. This gun has all the features you're looking for a turkey gun, making it perfectly suitable for chasing spring gobblers. I will take it out this turkey season, but I'm really looking forward to chasing some squirrels through the woods this fall. Though 28 gauge doesn't get a whole lot better than that. I want to thank you all for watching today's video. Like and subscribe if you'd like, we'd really appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time on Hawkmar Outdoors.